Hi everyone, Matthew here at AAWeatherWatch, taking a look at the weather through the rest of the coming week, obviously through to Thursday the 7th, Friday the 8th, and also taking a quick look as things stand for the forthcoming weekend. And unfortunately, we have a very unsettled period of weather on the way. To a certain extent, it's the time of year now. Clearly we are moving further into September, further into autumn, and it isn't out of the question that some active and particularly unsettled conditions are on the way. So as a result, after a reasonable day through the rest of Wednesday, as you can see across the country, there has been some clear skies and there is quite a lot of dry weather expected through the remainder of the day. But unfortunately, across the North Atlantic, areas of low pressure are developing, and again this leading to a particularly unsettled end to the week, and also with some further very unsettled conditions, potentially gales, if not severe gales, at the moment possible through the course of the coming weekend and early next week. Just taking a quick look at latest satellite and rainfall radar across the country. As you can see, there is a few scattered, mainly light, locally moderate showers across parts of the north, but otherwise there is a lot of dry weather. And again, Wednesday, the rest of Wednesday, will be one of the better days for a number of days now, as these unsettled conditions arrive through the rest of the week. Cloud is broken in places as a result. Some brighter sunny spells certainly possible, but otherwise there will continue to be quite a lot of cloud across the country through the rest of the day. So let's move on now and take a look at the forecast weather charts, putting the details onto the forecast through the rest of the week. And again, just quickly looking through the rest of Wednesday, a few showers, but otherwise a reasonable day, brighter sunny spells, variable amounts of cloud. Now through this evening and overnight, and the cloud will begin to increase from the west across all areas. And again, that is in association with an approaching weather system and an area of low pressure to the northwest. So by the time we get to around about 9 o'clock on Thursday morning, note the close proximity of these black lines, the isobars, indicating increasingly windy conditions, a fresh, if not locally strong, west to southwesterly wind, and outbreaks of rain and showers beginning to develop across northern and western areas. Now through the course of Thursday, and it will be across many northern and western areas where a particularly wet period of weather is forecast. As you can see, the further south, and particularly across extreme southeastern areas, some drier weather is likely to be maintained through the day, but even here some rain and showers are possible. But again, emphasis is on more northern and western areas where most of the wet weather will be as the day progresses, and again the black lines indicating a windy day too. Now the more persistent rain will begin to slowly clear away through the course of Thursday evening and overnight into Friday. However, it is low pressure that dominates the weather to end the working week, centred across Scotland and generally to the northeast of Ireland in general. However, the size of the low pressure means that it is much of the British Isles that will be dominated by this area of low pressure centred within this region here. Now this is the latest weather chart for Friday, a particularly messy scenario across the country. Showers will merge to bring longer spells of rain. Equally, some of these showers on Friday being driven along by a particularly fresh, if not strong, west or northwesterly wind circulating around this area of low pressure will again lead to a risk of the showers merging to bring some longer spells of rain. Some of the showers potentially heavy with local downpours too, and it really will feel particularly cool in these blustery and unsettled conditions. Now quickly looking ahead into the coming weekend, jumping ahead 24 hours, and at the moment in time a particularly breezy day is still forecast on Saturday. Potentially some drier and brighter weather through the day though, but still with a risk of some sunshine and scattered showers. And it is low pressure which dominates. Winds coming in from the north and northwest, so again particularly cool for early September. And at the moment in time, jumping ahead another 24 hours, we now see a potential very, very deep area of low pressure approaching by the time we get to Sunday the 9th. Now it is prudent to highlight not to take this weather chart too literally at the moment in time. Clearly the finer details will be fine-tuned towards the end of the week, but as you can see, by the time we get to Sunday, a deep area of low pressure centred here just to the north of the country is forecast to move in from the west. Again, note the close proximity of these black lines, some very, very windy weather indeed potentially possible. And if I just change the weather chart to highlight wind gusts, you can see particularly across more southern and western areas of the country, as highlighted by these red colours, gales, if not severe gales, possible as Sunday develops at the moment in time, especially around coasts and hills. So we are potentially looking at a very, very disturbed period of weather. Again, not just through the rest of the week, but into the coming weekend as well. So moving on and taking a quick look at the temperatures now through the rest of the week, and overall temperatures will be slightly below average for early September, and certainly feeling cool again, particularly in the increasingly unsettled conditions. Through the rest of Wednesday though, maximum temperatures somewhere in the region around about 14 to 17 degrees Celsius, highest across parts of the south. Temperatures overnight probably no lower than 9 or 10 degrees Celsius. Again, through into Thursday, temperatures very similar to Wednesday, slightly below average, 14 to 17 at best. And we end the working week with temperatures again very similar, if anything though, potentially just a degree or two lower, maybe not even any higher than 12 or 13 degrees across some parts of the north. So let's finally summarise that in our midweek weather summary. Looking at Thursday the 7th, it is an unsettled day with rain and showers developing, particularly though across northern and western areas. The further south and particularly across the southeast you are, then some drier weather may well be maintained, and it will become quite windy as well, especially around coasts and hills. And we end the working week with again very unsettled conditions continuing. Longer spells of rain and showers at times. Some of the showers could be heavy with local downpours. It will be a windy and blustery day as well on Friday, and certainly particularly cool in these unsettled conditions too. So clearly a lot going on with the weather in the coming few days. As ever, I'll be back with you on Friday, fine-tuning those details for the weekend, but clearly expect a very unsettled and rather disturbed period of weather now through the next 4 or 5 days.